The Nintendo Switch eShop sale happening right now is massive. There is well over 1,000 games on offer, so this one is a bonus video for the week where I'll be taking a look at 14 games coming in under $5 or your local currency, covering the US, Canada, UK, EU and Australia. There's also going to be a couple of publishers in here as well. They just have a massive discount on a good majority of their library. My name is Alex, this is SwitchCorner. Let's save some cash together and stack up that backlog. Demon Turf Neon Splash is one of the smaller discounts on the list today, 15% off. It's a price we've seen before, but it was budget to begin with, and this game, in my opinion, it is a steal. It's a 3D platformer with a unique combination of retro-styled 3D worlds populated then with 2D sprites. Now, if you played the original game, that was great platforming and then kind of supported with okay combat. This one is just platforming, and the highlight, in my opinion, it's been built entirely with speedrunning in mind. The story, we're sucked into a painting that we must now escape, and it's just a great time with some real challenge in its platforming sequences. You can also then transform, think flying or turning into a wheel, just all sorts going on, and you can check out my full review in the pinned comment. It definitely, though from me, it comes highly recommended. If you find today's video useful, consider subscribing, helps the channel a huge amount, and if you could like the video, that goes a long way too with the YouTube gods and of course the algorithm. We also have a couple of other channels as well, PlayStation Corner and Xbox Corner. There we have reviews, deals, VR2 content, same deal, basically different console. I'll be linking both of those down below. Valiant Hearts The Great War gets a massive drop at 90% off a new low price, and this comes from Ubisoft. It is a touching game, this one, and a character study as we work to retain our humanity through the horrors of war. It's everything from detailed friendships to tragedy, and it's presented with this stunning comic book-like style. The gameplay, the exploration, puzzles, for the most part, it's really good stuff, and it's just a stunning little rendition of the challenges we have faced in history. Telling Lies is a personal favourite and a gem from Annapurna Interactive. I actually did a review on this, you can find that down below. I also did a top 10 Annapurna Interactive games video, I'll be putting that in the pinned comment as well. Now this one, it won't be for everyone, it's an FMV, but unlike most where you're simply selecting dialogue responses, this one tasks you with searching a computer and understanding what occurred between three individuals and a particular tragic event. It seems this defies the content. It wasn't intended for anyone but those with some sort of clearance. It is a dark game, incredibly well acted though, and what makes it unique, you can only hear half the conversations, just one person. You must find keywords, search for them and find the corresponding videos. It's 75% off then, matching the low price. Evergate is a hidden gem then, it's 70% off a new low, and it was quite a bit more expensive at launch. Then it got a permanent price drop and now it is a massive discount. It reminds me of Twitch platformers like Super Meat Boy, but nowhere near as difficult. And here we are, a spirit travelling through the afterlife, uncovering your connection to another in this world. The concept is easy, honestly, grab the collectibles in each location to move forward, but naturally gets pretty demanding with its layouts. I love the speed of the gameplay though, and you do get spirit abilities as well. I think like slowing down time and propelling yourself in other directions. It's wrapped up then as well with some stunning visual design and a great soundtrack. Black Future 88 gets a new low with 80% off. This one's a synth punk roguelike. I know at launch it had some crash issues, but I do presume those were patched as I never faced problems myself, and I actually didn't play it until later down the line. The idea is simple though, reach the top of an evolving tower to take down an evil architect. Your extra motivation though, you've got to do this quick before your heart explodes. It's an action shooter and it can be for sure challenging, but I am personally a fan. The soundtrack on top is stunning as well, and my main complaint would be, yes, it's randomized locations, but they can still feel a little repetitive after a while. Old School Musical, while I'm on Hidden Gems, I have a physical of this one as it got a release from Super Rare Games, but it is here with 65% off, matching the low, and you may have guessed it, it is a rhythm game, an action one, and what I really like about this one, it's the fact there's a story, a journey to go on, and you'll get all sorts of references to past great games and even movies. The pixel style then worked for me as well, and I'm a sucker for chiptune music, and that's pretty much all you're going to find here. This one from me, it comes highly recommended. Bad North will be for the strategy fans. It's 75% off, matching the low, and it's a real-time tactics experience with roguelite elements. It's a simple concept: defend your home, it's under attack, and your king is dead. The small locations though the game uses, it works really well on the Switch, especially if you're playing in handheld, and thanks to these locations being procedurally generated, gives you a lot of reasons to keep on coming back. Along the way, then you'll get upgrades, and yeah, this is good stuff. It's a simplified take on the genre, but I am a big fan, and I think this is a steal of a price. SEGA Ages Virtual Racing gets a new low, 65% off. I love this game personally, I think it is a classic. Sure, the modes packed in, they are minimal, but the time trial racing gets me every single time, and I have some serious nostalgia for this era. I played it back in the day, you know, at home and both in the arcades. The new HD cleanup looks great though, and on top of this, they've added in rankings, replays, 2-player online, 8 players on a single Switch, and also alongside all of this, motion controls. 18 SEGA Ages games are on sale right now as well. I think Phantasy Star, Shinobi, Sonic, they're all getting new low prices, and there's a whole host of other classics as well, so you may want to take a look on the eShop. Snake Pass didn't go on sale for a long time, and now it is back for a second price drop in the space of a month, and matching the low here with 85% off. A unique adventure platformer, I guess you could call it. You will take on the role of Noodle the snake alongside their friend Doodle the hummingbird, and the idea is think like a snake. How can you navigate this world? What could you climb? How can you maneuver yourself? How can you basically solve the puzzles ahead? The movement takes a while to get used to, but once you get it, it feels great. And yeah, it's 15 levels. You can even unlock time trials, and there's an arcade mode too. In my opinion, this one is underappreciated, and it is definitely worth a look. Arcade Spirits, a quick mention, it won't be for everyone. A visual novel where you go to work at a local arcade, and in this world, arcades, they are all of the rage, just not your location unfortunately. You are now trained to get it back on top. You're assisted by an AI that's basically trying to get you to a place where you feel happy and comfortable, and it also has romance options, but that is completely optional. And yeah, overall I personally enjoyed it. I like the cast a lot, and it's a new low of 80% off. It also got a sequel recently as well. I reviewed both of them, so you can find them both in the pinned comments, but I do actually think that sequel did things even better. West of Dead then is 75% off, matching the low, and this would be a good option for the roguelike fans out there. It's twin-stick shooting that has you attempting to overcome purgatory in a Wild West-themed world with almost a dash of think Ghost Rider. The gameplay I like though, you can play to your own style, whether that's running and gunning or taking cover. I do suggest a combo of the two. The lead character then is voiced by Ron Perlman, which is going to always a win, and it's got a great cel-shaded style to top it all off. I'll link my full review in the pinned comment, but I do hope in the future they decide to expand upon this universe. Ghana 2 is another roguelike worth a look, but I will add here, in my opinion, it is one of the harder ones, not only in its combat, but I feel its navigation and worlds, it's just less linear, more designed to have you exploring and uncovering. I love the colour work they did in this game though. I think it's a simplistic art style that really pops, especially effective if you have an OLED system for handheld play, and the whole experience is procedurally generated, so a good amount of replayability. It even has some bullet hell patterns from the enemies, so you'll need to watch out for that in its combat. But to support you then, there is a ton of upgrades, guns, even heads that you can switch out. On top of this, it has support for 2-player local co-op, and it's 75% off, matching the low price. Ganryu 2 then is not a recommendation, rather I'm picking it up, so maybe you'll want to join me for the ride. It's a massive discount though, 75% off. That is a new low price, and it's a sequel to a game that was released back in 1999 on the Neo Geo. I've never played that myself personally, let me know if you have in the comments below. It's a hack and slash experience, so the reviews seem decent for it. I'm just a sucker for this particular era of gaming, and along this journey we'll be unlocking all sorts of special abilities to support us in the action. Just gives me that Mega Drive vibe, which is always a good thing. I just never wanted to pay full price. Also at the same time though, I didn't expect it to drop this far, so I'm taking full advantage. Kingdom 2 Crowns is a game I love, but I'd highly recommend watch a full review on this one. It gets complex, it's also more of a slow burner than many people do like. A side-scrolling micro-strategy game though, we play the role of a monarch who is recruiting a population to build a kingdom and eventually protect it from those that do want to take from it. It's a whole lot of strategy, but what I really like is it has multiple campaigns, It's not just the core medieval experience, but there's also then Shogun and Deadlands, which is basically a crossover with the game Bloodstained. It's 75% off then, matching the low price. Our last note then of the video, not really a game, but rather highlighting a publisher sale. If you are in the UK, EU and Australia, Devolver have a monster sale on right now, so head to the eShop, type Devolver Digital into the search bar, and it should pop them all up. Coming in under the $5 mark, we've got new lows on My Friend Pedro, Enter the Gungeon, and the Talos Principle. Matching the low price, we've got Ape Out, Ruin Our Swords of Ditto, all incredible games, and Devolver, you know, they rarely miss. This is just a smaller sample too. They have 18 games on sale currently under that budget price point, so I do think if you've been waiting to stock up on some indie gold, this may be the time to do it. And that's the video down. Will you be adding anything to the library? Let me know in the comments. With that then, like it, subscribe, join us here for reviews and deals daily, and I'll see you all on the next video. Thanks everyone.